When a narcissist realizes you refuse to be controlled because you have these things that they don't. To a narcissist, having someone in their inner circle over whom they have no control is one of the most upsetting and uncomfortable things that can happen to them. Narcissists are obsessed with the concept of control. The narcissist would struggle to cope with people if they can't influence them, which would make their bad days because they constantly live in worry. These people are the worst thing that could ever happen to the narcissist because these people can drive the narcissist insane. They run the risk of falling or getting discovered, which is something that they hate. When narcissists don't get what they want or can't control the person they want, it's really upsetting for them. What kind of a person could drive a narcissist into such a state, though? Before we get into that, I'd like to express my gratitude to everyone who has taken the time to view this video. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, I'd like to extend a warm welcome and express my appreciation for your presence here. Today, I'll go through some of the characteristics that narcissists find most irritating. If you don't have all of them, you don't have to worry. The narcissist may lose interest in you very quickly if you have at least 2 of them and can maintain your composure. So, let's begin. 1. Individuals who don't allow compromise to their boundaries. To begin, a narcissist might be driven utterly insane by someone who is aware of and respects their boundaries. To put it another way, narcissists will have a hard time because they can't find a way into someone's life if they can't breach that person's boundaries. Narcissists always use their tricks to slowly influence others, but if the narcissist can't influence this person, then it's bad luck for them. If narcissists try to impose their will on people who have strong boundaries, they're going to face a resounding and unequivocal rejection. You're probably the kind of person narcissists despise the most since you're steadfast in your convictions and refuse to give in to their demands. Narcissists are prone to rage if they feel that their entitlement to other people's lives or time is being violated in any way. They will go crazy knowing that you refuse to be controlled. 2. Fearless. The second criterion is when the narcissist target is completely unafraid of the narcissist in any circumstance. Instead, these people have no issue confronting or reprimanding the narcissist when the situation calls for it. These people would not hesitate to call the narcissist out on any dishonesty or lies that they told in an effort to stop them. Furthermore, these people find it repulsive to get along with narcissists since being in their presence makes it impossible for them to take pleasure in their own company. More or less, these people can guess how the narcissist's brain works, so they'll just act decisively when it comes to narcissists. 3. A person who is uninterested in the behavior of the narcissist. Someone who isn't impressed by the narcissist will never buy into the narcissist's false self-image that they have created for themselves. These people need to take a significant amount of time before praising or acknowledging the narcissist's actions. These people see things based on evidence that the person they're getting to know is who they claim to be before they decide to get too close to that person. So, in the case of a narcissist, these people are definitely tough opponents. These people are not in a rush to expand their social circle or acquire new acquaintances. Therefore, there's a great deal more to trusting someone than simply being nice to them and maintaining a neat appearance. For a narcissist who often just force their way into someone else's life, they will get infuriated because they will always fail every single time. 4. A person who is able to make narcissists feel terrible about themselves. Someone who makes the narcissist believe that they're unimportant and small is definitely a narcissist's nightmare. Given what I've said about the other issues, it's very evident that this individual doesn't trust the narcissist and would like to steer away from the narcissist whenever it's possible to do so. Therefore, they'll not invite them to their homes, and if a narcissist extends an invitation to them, they will not accept it. This individual has no interest in spending any more time with the narcissist than is absolutely required. Therefore, in the event that the narcissist behaves in an odd manner, the other person is more inclined to gray rock or ignore the narcissist completely. 5. Someone who has everything that the narcissist isn't. Someone who is successful or who possesses something that the narcissist doesn't have will become a subject of envy here. It's literally about everything that narcissists don't have. Let's say this person is married while the narcissist is still single. The narcissist might not own a car or a house, but the other person has both of those things. It's possible that the narcissist is unable to travel, but the other person is frequently traveling. Simply put, a narcissist doesn't want anyone else to be able to have or do something that they don't, even if it's in the most insignificant way possible. Narcissists are persons who struggle with envy and don't enjoy when other people are more successful than they are. Free-spirited individuals come in at number 6 on this list. A person who has a free spirit is able to take pleasure in life and pursue their own interests without being concerned with the opinions of others. They could care less what other people think of them or how they appear to other people, since they have no regard for either. Because this person exemplifies all that is wrong with narcissism, narcissists can't stand to be in the same room with them because they can only hope to one day live their life in the same way that this person does. This kind of envy is known as narcissistic envy. Free spirits are typically easygoing and pleasant people, which is one reason why narcissists don't get along with them. When other people are happy and cheerful for their own reasons, it can be highly irritating for narcissists to be around them. Narcissist knows that they will never be able to achieve what these other people have achieved, and the very thought of it causes them to behave irrationally. Because it makes them feel that they're less important, narcissists dislike it when other people talk more than they do. This is because it gives them the impression that they're less significant. Complaining, chit-chatting, and sharing intriguing stories are just a few of the things that narcissists are famous for doing. Narcissists are chronic liars, and the vast majority of the lies they say are completely fictitious. The worst thing that can happen to a narcissist is to have a conversation with someone who is both talkative and honest. This is due to the fact that someone with a powerful personality can attract the attention of others and drive them to gravitate toward them, and these people will outshine the narcissist. To tell you the truth, everything can be summed up in a single word: genuine. It's the component that brings together everything else that I have discussed up until this point. When someone is said to have genuine character, it means that they're truthful in all aspects of their life. They adhere to a straightforward methodology for conducting business. When you collaborate with them, you will receive just what you expect. On the other hand, narcissists can be everything else but genuine, and they're under the impression that everyone else is the same as them. The narcissist believes that there is no place in the world for honest individuals, and that there should not be any. Everyone may be lying, just like them. The narcissist will feel anger, frustration, and discomfort when interacting with people who behave in these ways. The narcissist will feel the need to retreat into their own shell due to this. This person also has the chance to understand more about the behaviors and thought processes of narcissists, which makes the narcissist feel dreadful. They are aware that they are unable to deceive this individual, and what's worse is that they're aware that there is a significant probability that this individual will discover who they really are. Narcissists will typically devise an escape strategy or do all in their power to steer clear of people who meet this description in order to reduce the likelihood that they will be discovered. Narcissists have a deep-seated aversion to the truth, but these individuals are in a position where they may uncover the truth about the narcissist. This individual is not only honest with themselves, but they're also honest with everyone else that they come in contact with. These people have no problem admitting when they're wrong or listening to the truth. These are the types of people who strike fear in the hearts of narcissists because they exemplify everything that narcissists do not possess. People who exhibit these characteristics or behave in this manner shed light on reality, which has the potential to dissuade narcissists from engaging in harmful behaviors. Narcissists are only able to try to plant seeds of doubt and mistrust in the hopes that some of those seeds will flourish or that they will discover someone else who feels the same way about them. That concludes today's video. If you have any questions or experiences, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for your attention. When a narcissist sees you as being too strong, this is what they'll do. Narcissists desire nothing more than to be in a position of power and control. These individuals have a great need to exert authority and command over the people in their surroundings, including their spouses, co-workers, and friends. This need drives them to behave dominantly and aggressively. So, Why do people act in such a manner? Because they don't have the impression that they're in control of the situation, and because they're unclear about what to do, they will attempt anything that has a chance of being successful. There are a lot of people who have been in violent, abusive relationships that have continued for a very long time with narcissists. Both codependency and narcissism are characterized by an obsession with achieving power and authority over other people. They're going to make an effort to control you regardless of whether or not they believe that you will be an easy or tough target for them. We will take a look at some of the strategies that narcissists use to get rid of people they view as a threat to them. These are the individuals who are not readily swayed by the opinions of others. They're powerful and self-reliant individuals and individuals who have developed in both their thinking and deeds. But before I get into that, I just wanted to start off by expressing my appreciation to everyone who took the time to watch this video. I'd like to extend to you an invitation to contribute to the growth of this channel by forwarding this video to any of your friends or family members. Subscribe to this channel if this is your first time here, so that you don't miss out on any future updates that you might find interesting. Let's begin. Narcissists have difficulty accepting people for who they truly are, and as a result, they have a tendency to treat other people poorly. People that aren't easily influenced, give off an air of confidence, have a healthy sense of self-esteem, and are generally well-grounded are the ones who make these people feel threatened. The fact that this is the case doesn't deter them from pursuing the individuals in question. There is no such thing as a whitelist when it comes to dealing with people who are narcissists. Those who are vulnerable, and even those who are powerful, will be the focus of their invasion. The methods by which they interact with people are what sets them apart. The narcissist's ultimate goal is to destroy everything that stands in their way, and to achieve this goal, they will stop at nothing. Narcissists are people who believe that the only way to improve their own self-esteem is to bring down the self-esteem of those around them. Even though some of us are smart and tenacious, and even though it's possible that we won't cave into the love bombing that they're throwing at us, they're still intent on convincing us to comply with their demands. Because of this, we need to keep in mind that although narcissists like to employ love bombing to bring others under their control, they also have a range of other ways at their disposal. This is something that we need to keep in mind at all times. When people realize that flattery and charm aren't enough to win someone's favor, it's not uncommon for them to play the victim in order to earn your sympathy. For instance, it's not uncommon for people to play the victim in order to garner your sympathy. Narcissistic people care very little about how other people feel about them as a result of their actions or words. At this point, all they require is something to work with in order to move on. As a consequence of this, they are willing to make do with everything they can get their hands on, regardless of whether it is love, adoration, pity, or hatred. Because of the mental and emotional investment you have made in them, it demonstrates that they're significant to you and plays a role in the trajectory of your life. As a consequence of this, if they're successful in making you feel sorry for them, they will continue to use this tactic and will likely sprinkle some flattery and charm on top of it for good measure. If they're successful in making you feel sorry for them, then they have accomplished their goal. Therefore, the narcissist's last-ditch effort to gain control over us and make us agree to their will is to appeal to our pity and make us feel sorry for them. This is the narcissist's last-ditch effort to acquire control over us and make us conform to their will. In order to avoid going to work, they would dishonestly declare that they were ill or suffering from a disease. In addition to this, they might deliberately hurt themselves in order to attract your attention to the shenanigans that they are engaging in. It is not uncommon for them to get combative and insist that you're the only person who can assist them in any way. They will proceed to reiterate the same thing. Narcissists are excellent actors and actresses because they believe that this is the only way for them to reach the level of control that is necessary for them. When confronted with the reality that you are more powerful, they will come as feeble. They will look weak and submissive in an effort to win your trust and gain your confidence. Narcissists want to maintain control over their victims so that they can bring about the victim's destruction. Because of this, it is possible for them to turn around and force you into the ditch, despite the fact that you helped them get out of the ditch in the first place. This is because of the way that the ditch is constructed. The goal of a person with a narcissistic personality disorder is to exert absolute dominance and control over others at all times. regardless of the circumstances or the consequences. Therefore, in order to get you to fall for their scheme, they will act as though they're either hopelessly in love with you or a helpless victim. They receive a skewed perception of their own self-worth and an inflated sense of superiority as a result of the massive boost to their self-esteem that results from bringing another powerful person to their knees. After extracting as much useful information as they could from you, they would do it with great zeal and then cast you aside once they had finished using you. Even if they're unsuccessful in getting what they want by flattering others, being charming, or playing the role of the victim, the narcissist will not give up. If they are unable to exercise influence on you and bring you to your knees in an indirect manner, then they have just one option left open to them. On the other side, the narcissist has a more limited toolbox to work within this scenario. The reason for this is that they didn't spend enough time getting to know you to discover any hidden flaws or secrets that you might have. As a result, you have little choice but to prioritize the people who are in close proximity to you physically. Everyone has the possibility to be taken in by another person, and narcissists will make use of that potential in order to either get access to your life or simply learn more about you. They would pursue a relationship with a member of your family or circle of close friends who is very important to you. Their main objective is to make you uncomfortable and turn other people against you by winning the favor of everyone in your inner circle. To accomplish this, they must first win your favor. They have only one goal in mind, and that is to turn the people against you. Because you've turned down their overtures in the past, the people who want to take advantage of you are now more prepared than ever to do so in the future. The narcissist will never be content with simply disliking you in the future, betraying you, or abandoning you. They will always want more. Participation is required from all of the people in your environment, including yourself. As a consequence of this, they seize every opportunity to spread untruths and engage in slanderous conversations about other people. They do this intentionally in order to sow the seeds of conflict and to cast aspersions on the character of another individual. They're the kind of employees who will not stop at anything until they get you removed from your position and replaced with someone else. Someone like this might make up allegations against you, claiming that you're guilty of actions that you didn't actually commit. When a narcissist realizes that you have more popularity and respect than they do, they will become obsessed with finding ways to knock you down and make themselves look better. They will act in this manner because they are terrified of the things that you will do to them. The ultimate goal of the narcissist is to maintain complete control at all times. They're willing to engage in any dishonest or unethical behavior, such as stealing, lying, or cheating, in order to achieve their goal of achieving dominance and taking control of your life. It is extremely irritating for narcissists when other people are more successful than they are. They despise it when other people are able to see through the false personas and identities that they have constructed for themselves. They despise it when we are wise to their tricks and traps and don't fall for them. They despise our autonomy, our ability to fend for ourselves, and the strong moral character we have. Because of this, they are attempting to steal our belongings, while at the same time destroying us in the process. The narcissist is prepared to take on the challenge of vanquishing you, regardless of how straightforward or complex of a target you may be for them. If they're unable to gain your favor through love bombs and victimization, they will most likely resort to underhanded tactics and solicit the assistance of your friend or family. Because of this, you need never let your guard down and always be on the lookout for their traps and strategies, regardless of how far you make it. A narcissist will never stop attempting to bring you down to their level. Exercise extreme caution, never let your guard down, and don't let anyone push you beyond your limits. I sincerely hope that the information that was provided was enlightening. Please share your opinions in the comment section below, and if you want to make sure that you don't miss any of the new videos that are uploaded to this channel in the future, consider subscribing and make sure that the bell icon is turned on. Thank you. Proofs that narcissists are highly insecure beings, things they do to hide their insecurities. Narcissists, it is undeniable, exhibit extremely unsettling personality qualities. But suppose there are sneaky ways of keeping yourself safe. What if all your assumptions about them are just a mask they wear to hide their insecurities from you? Since even the most confident and put-together people have weaknesses, it stands to reason that narcissists, like the rest of us, have lingering concerns. Therefore, we need to determine what's making these people so nervous quickly. First of all, please accept our warm greetings. If you've made it this far, we appreciate your interest in this video. We're going to look at how much narcissists struggle with insecurity today. Although I've discussed the insecurity of narcissists on numerous occasions, I've never made a video to do so. Because of their inflated sense of self-importance and pride, narcissists may convince themselves they are impervious to poor self-esteem. However, this is not the case. In other words, narcissists are just plain insecure. They are a fearful, anxious, and distressed group. Because their delicate egos can't handle the harsh truths of the outer world, they hide behind masks. Because it is rarely seen in public, it causes extreme anxiety among them. I will, however, discuss the blatant signs of narcissistic insecurity, so that you will be prepared to spot it in others. The cocky, overconfident demeanor of many narcissists needs to be addressed first. It's entertaining to them to play the role of the untouchable, unconcerned, and unaffected affluent person. As long as they have access to narcissistic sustenance, narcissists may maintain their delusions indefinitely, and to those who believe their lies. Narcissists require our support in the form of affirmation, confidence, and trust. That's why it's like we're dumping a boulder on their heads whenever we tell them the truth. When their lies are exposed or their genuine nature is shown, narcissists become defensive and hurt. The realization that a narcissist is exposed for who they truly are can be devastating to those around them. To suggest their flaws is to belittle them. The agony of unfair criticism is felt by narcissists just as much as it is by everyone else. Seeing that we are ruining their false image and undermining their delusions, our remarks must pain them terribly. Narcissists are extremely self-conscious and will go to considerable lengths to ensure that others approve of them. Narcissists attract more narcissistic supply by engaging in behaviors and making statements that are viewed as flattering. This fragile foundation on which narcissists build their lives will eventually crumble under the weight of their own lies. Their deepest feelings of embarrassment and inferiority will emerge. Narcissists are very adept at covering up their flaws, but there are a few red flags that can help you spot a narcissist. As a first tactic, narcissists can try projecting. Narcissists' projection of their own fears is just one of the many terrible things about them. They can't feel good about themselves until they constantly put down the people around them. High narcissists are notorious for their critical and slanderous speech. As I keep repeating, they relish our plight. They take pleasure in putting people down whenever possible. Narcissists have low self-esteem and take pleasure in seeing that trait reflected in those around them. The need to flaunt one's possessions or one's accomplishments is another symptom of narcissistic insecurity. Second, narcissists are continuously talking about themselves and their achievements, as if doing so will make them more interesting or important to others. They are pleased to brag about their recent achievements. If you spend a lot of time with a narcissist, you may start to feel like something is missing from your own life. The family is happy and successful. They have beautiful children, and everyone is healthy and happy. However, they act this way to cover up the fact that they have serious flaws at their core. A narcissist will try to convince you that their life is better than yours. Another method of subtle self-promotion employed by narcissists is the pretense of modesty. It's a very humble brag, if you ask me. If you want to know what it means when someone pretends to be humble while talking about how great they are, look no further than the Urban Dictionary. Their self-criticism and modesty serve them well in their professional lives. Individuals with problematic levels of narcissism have several overlapping wants for affirmation. This is something they would like you to know. To a narcissist, the only things worth acknowledging are those they can brag about, and anything else is worthless. It is possible to employ humble brags as a means of self-promotion and seeking approval. The unwillingness to accept one's circumstances as they are is the third indicator of narcissistic insecurity. Since they boast about their great lives on the surface while secretly hoping for more, a narcissist will never be happy since they are always aware that they are performing. They have unrealistically high expectations of everything and everyone. They can never be fully fulfilled. thus something is constantly missing. Their false personas always have some hidden depths. Now, each of the three characteristics of narcissistic insecurity has been highlighted. Projection, humble brags, and unhappiness may be found in every corner of the spectrum. Narcissists, on the other hand, are some of the most dishonest people you could ever encounter. Their masks do a good job of concealing their genuine emotions and motivations. They are insecure individuals who, as a result, try to control and use us to the point where we are completely dependent on them. The narcissist believes that they will feel powerful only if they are able to make the rest of us feel weak. Finally, remember that the narcissist's concerns aren't always obvious. The unease is evident in the way they hold themselves and react to various situations, despite their best efforts to conceal it. Our remarks and statements may shatter the narcissist's inflated sense of self-importance, bringing their scars, worries, and shame to the surface. The narcissist experiences all of these opposite feelings at once. The narcissist is shielding themselves from a great deal of suffering and problems. While they may project an air of assurance, they are actually quite timid and unsure of themselves. So, it doesn't matter how hard they try to fool themselves into believing they are someone else. Even though they are aware of the limitations of a cover story, they act as if they will succeed nonetheless. Their desires will go unsatisfied forever, their fears will never be allayed, and they will never know true joy. Once more, I pray you found this to be enlightening and useful. The comment section awaits your input, so please don't be shy to write down your thoughts and experiences. And if you want to be notified anytime a new video is uploaded, simply subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell. We value your attention and time in watching this. Thanks. Why narcissists are trying their hardest to hide this from you. We appreciate all of you who tuned in today. Because this channel is dedicated to exposing narcissists, I'm wondering what circumstances led to the disclosure of a concealed narcissist. Narcissists tend to exaggerate their strengths and virtues in an effort to improve their already fragile self-esteem through the approval of others. When they are not dating, narcissists change their behavior drastically. Many people wrongly assume narcissists are dishonest because of the discrepancy between their childhood and adult behavior. But is this really the case? This is the belief that all narcissists are actually predators who just put up a good show. If you discover the narcissist's genuine identity, they will supposedly abandon, discredit, and destroy you. Narcissists often put on an inflated show of confidence to mask the fact that they are insecure about who they really are. When will they finally stop acting and reveal what's really on their minds? In these three scenarios, a covert narcissist may show their true colors. Now let me explain this in steps, starting with the simplest and ending with the most complex. The covert narcissist is a talented actor, and that much is common knowledge. Their entire being undergoes a radical transformation when they perform in front of an audience. Yet their body language shifts as well. They could also be speaking with a variety of accents and lingos. Narcissists who place a premium on how they appear to others would benefit greatly from adopting a covert strategy. Because of this, covert narcissists are masters at maintaining facades. Since this is the case, narcissists learn to rein in their feelings and only show the side of themselves that they think is appropriate in social situations. People with a high level of narcissism tend to be reclusive and guard their privacy. Indeed, there are times and locations where this is the case. Narcissists are more likely to put on a false front while they are away from home. Those who have the misfortune to live with a narcissist, such as a spouse or a child, get a front row seat to the narcissist's true nature. Those close to the narcissist are the ones who will notice when he or she begins to act aggressively. If the covert narcissist feels safe in one context, they may relax their guard in others. It's usually unintentional, although it can sometimes be deliberate. In a flash, the narcissist will understand that they have unwittingly lowered their guard. You would be totally lost if you missed those ephemeral microexpressions. Even though covert narcissists are typically excellent at suppressing their feelings in social situations, they may occasionally completely lose it. Those feelings they try to hide through expressions of contempt and anger. If the narcissist is bored or feels disrespected, it could explain their behavior. Don't be deceived by a covert narcissist's fake smile or laugh. They are still insecure about who they truly are at their core. Let's discuss the results of a narcissist dropping their guard in a new environment. For a covert narcissist, their sense of safety mostly stems from the conviction that they are being observed by nobody. Never in public would a narcissist cast a nasty glance at another individual. Narcissists find all interpersonal connections to be meaningless and unimportant. They are motivated by envy and will find any excuse to hate anyone they see as a potential rival. Narcissists often try to intimidate or gain dominance over others by revealing more of their true selves once they leave their comfort zone. Many narcissists use unfiltered statements of disdain or wrath in one-on-one settings when there are no witnesses in order to frighten their victims. Furthermore, they were free to employ the evil eye tactic if they so desired. Covert narcissists' hostile behavior isn't limited to the family, it can extend into other spheres of life as well. The genuine covert narcissist is notoriously bad at portraying a positive self-image. A monster of envy and hate lies beneath that pleasant exterior. However, the covert narcissist is crafty in their use of the mask and other manipulative tactics. This person's mask conceals their true identity. Since there's no way to keep the mask on forever, it'll have to come off sometime. The truth about the person you're dealing with will emerge once it's taken away. So, what do you think? I'll see you in the next video, because that's all I have time for today. In addition to leaving a comment if you liked this video, please consider sharing it with your friends by clicking the like button below. May the Lord watch over you this week. Let's hope that today treats you well. Have a nice day. These things will happen when you reject a covert narcissist sexually. There are many qualities that are common between covert narcissists and classic narcissists, such as an exaggerated sense of self-importance and a lack of empathy. However, covert narcissists don't express these characteristics in overt ways. They're mostly passive. Covert narcissism is often referred to as vulnerable narcissism or hypersensitive narcissism, since their grandiosity is often disguised as insecurity. The reason for this is that their arrogance is disguised as a sense of vulnerability. Covert narcissists tend to overestimate their own significance, believing that their pain is more important than the suffering of others. There is a chance that they believe they're a person who suffers the most, a genius who is misunderstood, or a person who is ugly compared to others. However, this isn't true at all, because when compared to the rest of the world, their pain is considered to be on the lower end of the scale. However, they expect people to understand the extent of their injuries and the pain they're experiencing. Their default mode is fight or flight, but they almost never opt for flight mode, which means that being rejected is an offense and an attack in their eyes. And because they're so manipulative, they assume that everyone else is as cunning and manipulative as they are. When you stop and think about it, if someone habitually lies and gets away with it, they're going to assume that everyone else is lying as well and that they cannot trust them. It's their self-fulfilling delusion that they employ to justify their compulsive lying. So, what's going to happen if you reject a covert narcissist sexually? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 3 things that might possibly happen. But before I get into that, I just wanted to start off by expressing my appreciation to everyone who took the time to watch this video. I'd like to send you an invitation to contribute to the growth of this channel by forwarding this video to any of your friends or family members. Please subscribe to this channel if this is your first time here so that you don't miss out on any future updates that you might find interesting. Let's begin. 1. Defense. Covert narcissists often go into defensive mode as soon as they're rejected for something, whether it's a job or a romantic relationship or some other type of relationship. They have a tendency to behave as though they suddenly consider the person who rejected them as beneath them, inferior, and something that they weren't genuinely interested in to begin with. If the narcissist doesn't immediately see their rejecter as all terrible or below them, they will certainly feel extreme shame, embarrassment, and self-loathing, which is why they do this to comfort themselves. They're able to avoid experiencing the negative emotions they would otherwise feel. However, their pile-up insecurities are still there somewhere inside them, making them even more miserable because they keep denying their reality. 2. They experience narcissistic injury. According to persons who suffer from an excessive narcissistic personality disorder, the other typical reaction is to feel shame, self-loathing, and humiliation from what appears to be an extremely severe narcissistic injury. People with NPD often respond in this way. The rejection has left them feeling like a worthless pieces of trash, no matter how great they felt about themselves before the rejection. They have a hard time keeping any kind of thing in place. Assuming that the rejection comes from a person or organization that they felt important to them, the pain would be even more unbearable. They may even resort to self-harm or threaten the person who rejects them that they'll do extreme and dangerous things like suicide if they keep getting rejected. 3. They suddenly idealize the rejecter. Covert narcissists are more likely to have this type of response when it comes to romantic rejection. Let's say a covert narcissist shows some serious affection to a beautiful woman who refuses to go out with him. Although he didn't know her very well, her status in his view soared, and the fact that she rejected him only served to enhance his romantic ideals. He continued to shower her with gifts and treated her as if she were a perfect person he had to win over. As it turns out, this wasn't about the woman at all. Rather, it was about his perception that she was higher on the narcissistic social ladder because she rejected him. If he could win her, he thought, he'd feel better about himself since his standing would grow as a result, even temporarily. The gist of it is that, in the event of rejection, people with a narcissistic personality disorder may react in many ways depending on the circumstances at hand. People tend to condemn the person who rejected them, criticize themselves emotionally, or idealize the person who rejected them as a result of these responses. I sincerely hope that this brief explanation was enlightening to you. Please share your opinions in the comment section below, and if you want to make sure that you don't miss any of the new videos that are uploaded to this channel in the future, consider subscribing and make sure that the bell icon is turned on.